Right, so welcome to round 3 of Proximity GT Sport Racing League. So there's the starting grid. Stashy, who's a reserve, will be starting on pole here. So we are in Bathurst. It's a night race, so a fuss for quite a few drivers here, but let's just wait for the race to start. Abbey to Speed, meanwhile, is in P2. Ancient Pleb, our race winner from last two races, is not here as we lights are out already. Clowns on Night, who didn't manage to get the best of start. We'll have to wait and see. I'm sorry. As you can see, someone is lagging. I think that's Dr. White. Dr. White is lagging all over the place, so this shouldn't be too good. Let's just stay on board. Who should we be on board with, as everyone is quite close to each other? We'll stay on board with Clowns on Night, who's right behind. But look at the oh, he got a tap from Clownstar. Abby Tucker won't be happy with that. I was just quite there because I was just waiting to see someone in the top 3 go into each other, but that wasn't the case, and we were, I believe, on the white car as he gets a big tap from Clownstar. So you can see how close everyone is here. That has helped a few drivers, but that has really pushed few drivers down. As you can see, Seasor is in P6. Not really sure where he started, but he is in P6 nonetheless. As Abby to this Dr. White, no idea where he is. Where is Dr. White? He is in P7. So is the lag still continuing? I mean, I'm not really sure, but it's all good for now. You can see he is right on tail of Wildest Monk. He is pushing him, and there's a big collision behind him. Is that? Okay, what's going on here? Dr. White is moonwalking across the track, quite literally. He was down in P7, but now he's up into P5. So Clowns on Night, all the best, avoiding Dr. White. Hopefully he does not lag into you and you're able to take this corner easily and comfortably. You can see he just stopped there for a bit. He's lagging again, and Dr. White is in the gravel, and now he's back on track. I'm not really sure where he is at the moment, but Abby Taco, you can see at the back, and Caesar sends it down the inside. So he will be looking to make that move and go as far as possible from Dr. White. He's in him right now, as Dr. White is comically all over the place, and you can see he's just going all over the place. So this is not good. I mean, in all seriousness, this is not good from Dr. White. So he could potentially ruin quite a few races. As you can see, he's flashing to the cars in front. Not really sure why, as he is the cause for the carnage that we can see here. Meanwhile, I think the top 6 have managed to pull away quite comfortably. Abbey to Speed is up into P1, so he did manage to get in front of Stashy. Thanks to Dr. White, we didn't give these 3 enough screen time. In fact, these 4 guys. So now will we see Caesar and Monk close to the guys in front? We'll have to wait and see. And I think Dr. White has finally disconnected from the session, as we don't see his name anywhere now. So that's really unfortunate for him, not getting the best of connection. So we have just 9 drivers now. I believe we started with... Did we start with 10 drivers? I'm not really sure how many we started with, but let's quickly have a look at the tire compound the guys are starting on. So Abbey to Speed is on the soft, so is Stashy, so is RKV, Clownster, Caesar, Monk, Archie, Abbey Tucker, and Skinny. So all these guys are on the racing sauce, so very much on this similar strategy. So once again, we have a 30 minutes endurance race. So I believe we should get around 13 to 14 laps of Bathurst in the night, and I must say this track looks really beautiful in the night. Well done. And Abby Tucker, he sends it down the inside. What a beautiful move. And did I see some dust fly? Not really sure who that was, but Abby Tucker has managed to move up into P7. Going by the previous 2 races, we know how Abby Tucker attacks his rivals when he wants to make the move, and how well he defends when he has to defend. So Will we see the similar pace from him? His teammate is right in front of him, and as we saw in Austria, I mean, he gave no regards to team orders. I mean, he was defending when he wanted to, he was attacking his teammate when he wanted to, so he was looking after his own race than his team as a whole. As we can see, Seasor has managed to pull a gap from Monk, and he is on the attack to Clownster, and we can see he is closing down the gap to Clownster. So how much can he close? We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, so the top 5 guys, I must say, Abby to Speed, Stashy, RKV, Clownster and Seasor, they are quite comfortable. As we see yellows, who's that? I'm not really sure who that was, but yeah, that was Stashy. So Stashy, meanwhile, is down into... why can't I go on Stashy? I'm not really sure. As we can see, Stashy is drifting all over the place, and he is riding the wall here. So he must have gone into gravel. He was, I believe, 2 to 3 seconds in front of RKV, but now he is... oh, and you can see how much he is struggling now. So this is not helping Stashy at all, and he has been overtaken. And Seasor, meanwhile, is down. He has spun, and you can see he's spinning all over the track, and now he's down to P8. He was in P4, I believe, before this. So something must have happened to him, maybe something similar to Stashy. And now we missed both the incidents from Stashy and Seasor. So driver with the S attached to the name, I'm not doing quite well in the night race of Bathurst, so both of them falling down quite considerably from their grid positions. So still a lot of time left in this race. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But Stashy is now down into P6, so something else must have happened, and you can see he's drifting, so he is really struggling. You can see the rear end of his car is really wearing out now compared to tire of Archie and Abitago. So he's struggling on the back end, and that's why we can see him twitching quite a bit. Seasor, meanwhile, has closed the gap quite a bit to Archie after that spin. What is that? What's that corner called? Forest Elbow? Yeah, Forest Elbow. So he has closed the gap down to Archie. And Skinny is... yeah, the race is not going as planned for Skinny, unfortunately. Abby to Speed, meanwhile, has been helped by the spinning Stashy, and now he's pulling away from RKV. RKV not doing too bad for himself, finishing P4 after the initial spin in Austria on lap 1. He did finish P4, and now he's doing quite well in P2. Clownster in P3. Monk, meanwhile, who finished, I believe, in P6 in Austria, is up into P4. Abitago, meanwhile, his teammate, is on the attack to his teammate. Stashy is now closing in on Abitago. So how Abitago will defend that, we'll have to wait and see. And Archie in P7. And Seasor sends it down the outside. He's on the outside. He's trying to make the move. And Archie giving all the space, but... yeah, not enough grip in Seasor to make the move. But now out of the Forest Elbow, Seasor will have the help of Slipstream on Archie. So this should be an easy move until Archie goes defensive. But he's not going defensive, I must say. He's staying on the outside, which will turn on the inside. But yeah, we can see Archie just letting Seasor through. So he knows that Seasor with the superior pace. Oh, Seasor breaks really late, and now he is off the grass, and now he's back down to P8. So not really good from Seasor, who was in front. So there is no excuse of dirty air helping him go into the gravel. Meanwhile, we did see Stashy making the move, and Abby thinks about it, but Stashy manages to hold on to P5 for now. But now will Abitago, with the help of Slipstream, sends it down the inside. We'll have to wait and see. Stashy was staying on the middle of the track, and now he is going defensive, so he anticipates a move, a possible attack. But oh, Stashy, you can see Stashy is really struggling on his soft one sauce, so he is unable to put the power down as early as he would like. And you can see how much he's drifting through these slow corners. Stashy not really getting help with his one sauce, but he should be able to hold on on this uphill section of the track. Clownster meanwhile is not able to close the gap to RKV, so RKV doing quite well. What's compound? RKV is on the soft, so these guys yet to make a pit stop as we approach. Hey, Clownster is into the wall. Not really sure what happened there, but yeah, Clownster, who was in P3. Oh, there's someone else behind him. That's Habitakor going into the same corner. These guys really like to have a look at the wall there, not being held by those incidents. So Clownster as well as Habitakor. So Virus Monk didn't really have to fight his teammate in this instance, as opposed to Austria, as Monk is really flashing Clownster Knight that he could be possibly making a move, but yeah, Clownster having the help of Slipstream from Stash. Yes, Clownster Knight really thinks about it, but Monk goes really deep into the corner. There was no one behind him, so it was all down to him. As you can see, he's now struggling. So will we see a pit entry from him? We do see Stashy and Clownster and Wildest and Abitaku, so they all go into the pits. So 4 guys making the pit stop. Where's Seasor? Seasor is staying out. Oh, he has made his pit stop, so he did make a pit stop into the in the last lap. So will he get an undercut on all these guys? He was in P8, remember, when he made his pit stop. So he has jumped 3 cars. So he is showing that he has the pace on this track, and he did manage to jump 3 cars in the Abbey, RG and Monk. He is behind Clownster and Stashy. So now will Seasor close the gap down on Clownster? We'll have to wait and see. Stashy has shown courtesy his qualifying pace, that he has the pace to maybe win the race. Happy to Speed is yet to make his pit stop. Oh no, he has. So he has made his pit stop. I'm sorry, I just missed that. So now this should help him pull away. And RKV meanwhile, the only one I think to not make a pit stop. Skinny is way down the order. Yeah, he is on the racing medium, so he did make his pit stop, but he is very much out of the running, I'm afraid. So not the best of the race going on for him. So we can see how close these guys are, right from Stashy, Clownster, Seasor, Abby. Yeah, so these 4 guys are fighting for P3 for now, remember. So coming out of the exit of the Forest Elbow, Seasor getting the slipstream from Clownster. Clownster too far back from Stashy. So Seasor, I don't think he's close enough to make the move into the next braking zone, but he will definitely be much closer to Clownster. I'm sorry, as I'm having a sore throat at the moment. So everyone holds on. I see someone. No, that was just maybe just a tap onto the gravel. So Seasor is very much, as we can see, RKV is going into the pits. Will Seasor make the move? He does get a much better exit. Clownster went really deep, and he hits the grass on the exit, so that has helped Seasor. But now Clownster will have the slipstream from Seasor. Is someone at the back of them? No, no one is. So Clownster will have the run. You can see he is flashing, so he is making his intention clear. Seasor holding it right on the middle, but Clownster is having none of it. So Seasor has to concede the position, and Seasor, yeah, he knew that Clownster will be on the inside for that move and concedes P3 for now. He is playing the patience game here, but that has allowed Abitaku to close the gap just a little bit. Now, for the sake of Clownster and Seasor, Seasor will be hoping that Clownster doesn't hold him back too much, because he does not need Abitaku fighting. But you can see Clownster just hitting the wall there, and he hits the wall again, allowing Seasor to pull away from these two. So now Clownster is under attack from Abitaku, as we see. I'm sorry, I meant to be here. As we can see, just a little bit tap from Abitaku, and that has allowed Clownster to spin out. So is Abitaku waiting for him? No, I don't see him waiting. So he is continuing with his race. Will Stewards have a look at it? Not really sure, but definitely Stewards could have a report being sent down for that incident. But as of now, Seasor, who spun and was down in P8, is up into P3, so not bad for him. RKV meanwhile is in P5, so he is on the racing mediums, not on racing soft as the rest of the guys. We'll have to wait and see how the race unfolds for him. He will struggle after a few laps, struggle in respect of the lap times, not in terms of tire wear, because he will be slower and he will be under attack from Clownster pretty soon. Any other battle that we can have a look at? I believe no close battle as such. Between Skinny he's well down the order. He is on the forest elbow now, and Abbey to speed is on the uphill section, so not the best of race for Skinny, who I believe finished P6 in Austria, but obviously not everyone can have the best week every time they step into the car. So let's get back to the battle here. Battle at hand. Seasor is now very much under attack from Abitakor. Abitakor is really showing that he has the pace in the night sky of Bathurst. Let's just stick to this camera angle to see. Oh, as Abitakor taps the wall, allowing Seasor to pull away just a little bit. So Seasor will have a sigh of relief for a few corners, but Abitakor has shown that he has the pace advantage at the moment. Now Seasor goes a bit wide there, but Seasor will be under attack from the exit of the forest elbow, and you can see he's going defensive for some reason. It's Seasor, not sure why, but now you can see Abitakor had a much better run through the elbow. Let's just quickly have a look. Any other battle? No, none that I can see. But Abitakor now, with the help of Slipstream, will close down on Seasor. It's a really long straight to the next braking zone. Will Abitakor make the move? He is flashing, so he is making his intentions clear that he will attack him. And now on the inside, Seasor twitching there, but Abitakor braking just a bit later, and now he makes the move 6. So that was a beautiful move from Abby. Seasor is down into P4, Abitakor up into P3, so Abitakor definitely has more pace than Seasor. So, but remember, Seasor now will have the pace advantage, courtesy Slipstream on Abitakor. RKV meanwhile is still down in P5. I'm sorry, I forgot who was in P3. It was Seasor. So now Seasor will be attacking, but I don't think Seasor got the best exit of that corner, but he will definitely have the Slipstream advantage, but I don't think it will be enough for him to make the move and reclaim P3 from Abby. So yeah, Abby meanwhile will survive P3, or will survive the attack for P3 rather, from Seasor. Further down the field, let's have a look. Any other battle that we can see? No. Abby to speed meanwhile is just pulling away, and he's in fact closing the gap on the Skiddy in P9, so that's the pace advantage he has over everyone else. Not really sure what the race situation would have been if Ancient Pleb was here, but yeah, that's Ancient Pleb's loss, isn't it? As you can see, Seasor is still keeping the gap really close to Abitakor, so this is the only battle we have on track, as Seasor really goes onto the gravel. Not the best braking, as he gets 1.5 second penalty for his effort, and you can see the gap is building now between these two guys. Seasor won't be happy with that, and you can see once again for the second lap in a row, Seasor not having the best entry and exit of Forest Elbow, so he's struggling to take that corner pretty well. And you can see RKV is closing in on Seasor, courtesy his not so clean driving. RKV on the racing mediums will be closing now on Seasor, as these guys take this corner. I'm sorry, as I don't really remember the corner names or the corner numbers of this track, except the Forest Elbow. Forest Elbow is the only one I remember. So RKV is closing down the gap on Seasor. Wildest Monk in P7, Archie in P8, and PRX Skinny in P9. So a lot of guys running their own races here, except let's say these three guys, Abby Thakur, Seasor, and RKV. RKV is the only guy, I believe, on the racing medium. Let's just quickly have a look. No, Skinny is on the medium as well, but besides them, no. So RKV is the only one besides Skinny, or should I say Skinny and RKV are the only two guys running racing mediums here. Oh, as RKV is really puts his tire on the off the white line. I'm sorry, I'm struggling to find the right words. So he puts his tire just a little bit off the white line, and that has allowed Seasor to pull away just a little bit for this lap. Maybe close the gap in with Abby Thakur. He is trying though, he is pushing, but now he's coming back to the section where he's really struggling. You can see he's not taking the right line as everyone else is, and now RKV is back under attack to Seasor, and you can see Seasor going really wide. So he is for third lap in a row struggled to take that corner as it should be taken, and now he's very much under attack from RKV. You can see how much he has closed even after RKV making that mistake. So RKV now flashing, so making his intention clear to Seasor that he is closing in and he will be making the move. But RKV lifting in, so will he break later? He can. He has a tire advantage and he sends it down the inside, and there's nothing that Seasor can do. So I think Seasor, Stash is in the pits. Stash is making his pit stop. Will Seasor go in the pits? He is now. So I think Seasor, yeah, with the tire weight and how much he's struggling, is in the pits. So now he's doing the undercut on Abby Thakur. Abby Thakur wasn't too far off. So Abby Thakur on much worn softs and a long lap that his track has could be under attack from Seasor. Seasor is doing the undercut on him, remember, as Stashy managed to come right in front of RKV. So Stashy will be able to pull away from RKV. RKV, will he make his pit stop? We are now almost 22 minutes into the race, so just over 8 minutes left as Stashy taps the wall on the exit. But I think with the tire advantage Stashy has, he should be able to pull away from as the Clownster hits the wall. Not really sure what went on there, but I think Clownster was fighting for positions to Seasor, as in the process Clownster managed to go into the wall. Not really sure if there was any collision, but if there was, you can see Clownster is still drifting and going into the wall. Archie meanwhile had to really break there and and you can see Clownster is still drifting everywhere. He is struggling for that. You can see he's still drifting, he's still hitting the wall, and now Archie will be really eager. We'll stay on board with Archie for now, and we'll see how much Clownster is struggling. Clownster, meanwhile, I think he was fighting Seasor, and now that really triggered Clownster. Clownster, you can see how much tire wear he is having, and you can see I'm struggling, and now he is in the wall. So not really helping Seasor, who is up in P6. Seasor is in P6, so he was not there a few laps, few corners earlier. So again, as for his elbow, his Achilles heel that we have seen for Seasor is now down into P6. He was in P5, remember, and he was doing the undercut on Abby Thakur. Abby Thakur is now in the pits, so this should be a perfect opportunity for Abby Thakur to come in front of Seasor, but fuel-wise, this is not really looking good for him. So maybe Seasor can have that undercut work after all. So he is going through the final corner, and I don't think Abby Thakur will gain any advantage courtesy Seasor's struggle with the Forest elbow that he has shown always. But no, actually Wildest Monk has come in front of Seasor, so Seasor really not being held here, and he is right behind the teammate of Abby Thakur and Monk, who are on fresh softs. So these two drivers in front of Seasor are on fresh, one lap fresh tires to Monk. Oh, did Seasor make the contact with Monk? I'm not really sure, but Monk did. I'm sorry, Monk did have a bit of a moment as Monk goes really wide into the corner and he hits the wall, and that has allowed Seasor to have a better one of the corner, and that is allowed again. I'm not really sure how many times I've said allowed, the word allowed in the past few seconds, but Seasor is up, and now Seasor hits the wall, as does Monk. So this should let Seasor lose and go on the attack from to Abitaku. But Seasor, as we've seen, is coming to the forest elbow, as we've seen. Not the best of the corner for Seasor, so we'll stay on board with him, see how he takes this corner on this lap. 4 laps in a row he has struggled here. So this time relatively better, as Monk taps the exit, helping Seasor get few tenths advantage to Monk in the process. So RKV meanwhile, will he go into the pits? He is on the mediums. So Abbey to Speed has made his pit stop, as Abbey to Speed is getting minimum race footage courtesy his dominance in this race, as no, RKV is staying out even now. Maybe next lap he'll pit in. The pit stop isn't too big here. It's quite a small pit stop. Fuel wise, I think he's fine here. So maybe just like oh, he gets a tank slapper on the exit of tower 1, but he managed to hold on. So maybe just like Abbey to Speed in Austria, he is trying a one stop, but he will be definitely under attack from Abitago, Seasor and Monk pretty quickly. They are all on the same straight at the moment, and with just under 4 minutes left of the race, he could be under attack from them, maybe within this lap, or could be under attack by the end of next lap is what I'm predicting, as Archie is in the pits. So the battle for P3 is very much on. I mean, the gap between Abbey and RKV is quite big at the moment, but the tire advantage that these 3 guys have over RKV, we could see a 4-way battle for P3 pretty soon. Archie is in a comfortable P7 right now. He is on the racing soft, fresher racing soft compared to Clownster. Clownster in a comfortable P8. Skinny is now about to be lapped from who's behind him? Oh, Stashy. So Abbey to Speed has lapped Skinny, and he is about to be lapped from Stashy pretty soon. Meanwhile, oh, RKV has spun. RKVO getting attacked from Wildest Monk and allowing Monk to go. And now there's another contact between RKV and Wildest Monk. So these two are just stabbing each other. Maybe. Oh, Skid is. Seasor has spun again at the forest elbow. So 5 laps in a row. Seasor, or maybe 6 laps. I'm not really sure. But Seasor not having the best of the run in the race. He was fighting for P3 just few corners back, and now for the second time he has spun in the forest elbow, and now Wildest Monk is attacking. We'll stay on board with Seasor to see how Wildest Monk make his move to RKV. So, but Wildest Monk decides to stay back, and now Seasor tags behind the Wildest Monk. Wildest Monk is into the gravel. Will Seasor wait for him? Where is Seasor? Oh, Seasor is waiting for him. He is not going all out. But where is Monk? Monk is still struggling to get on the track, but so I think Seasor has realized that he cannot wait any longer, but that will go into the steward inquiry. I'm pretty sure Monk will not be happy with that, but that has allowed RKV to hold on to P4. I believe RKV has just one more lap to him, judging by the 2-minute lap that this track has. But what a final lap we are having. Abitago, this has allowed him to pull away from all the carnage that's going on behind him up into comfortable P3. So Abbey to Speed up into P1. He will have one more lap of this race. Stashy in P2. So he could have, and I think he will have another lap to go. Abbey to Speed in P3. RKV, what a race he's running. He is under attack from Seasor again. So RKV is running on soft. You can see how much Seasor has managed to close on. We'll stay on board with Seasor, as this is the only battle we have right now, as RKV is tapping. So now approaching the forest elbow again. Will Seasor have, as you can see, RKV going to the gravel, but Seasor really needs to play the patience game here. Seasor can still have P4 to his name. You can see how much patiently he's taking. Now forest elbow. Will he have Yeah, you can see how slow he is. He knows he cannot attack right now. He will have the slipstream to help him. And yeah, finally, after I'm not really sure how many laps, and someone has spun at the back. Archie has spun. I'm not really sure what happened there. Again, maybe incident with Wildest Monk. Archie did not, or maybe he was all by himself. Could be. Maybe he just spun, and now he's under attack from Clownster. Seasor, meanwhile, has managed to make the move stick. Will RKV attack it on down the outside, but the tire weight that he has and the tire advantage Seasor has over him, I think that's P4. Yeah, confirmed for Seasor, and I don't think RKV can attack him, and yes, that is what we see here. So Seasor should be able to pull away from him, and Seasor is, and now Skinny has allowed all these guys go, and Seasor and RKV has finished the race. So they will not be doing another lap. Oh, these two guys are still going on, Archie and Clownster. So who will finish P7? Remember, this is the final lap for him. As Clownster really gets a tank slapper, we'll stay on board with him. So I think the gap that these two guys have, Archie will finish in P7, but oh, but Clownster decides to send it down the inside and taps Archie off the circuit. Archie won't be happy. He is flashing the light, and Clownster finishes P7. Archie in P8. This will definitely be sent to the stewards. Archie won't be happy with that. Clownster was not really close enough to send it down the inside. The gap was too big for that, and I'm sure Archie wouldn't have expected that, but we'll have a look at that later. Abbey to speed. What an unchallenged race he has had all race. He's swerving around the track across the finish line in P1, so that's first victory for someone who is not called Ancient Pleb. So Abbey to speed is the second victor in this league in third race of the season. Stashy, meanwhile, he is the reserve member. He will be finishing P2 unless he loses his back end somewhere. Just a few corners to go, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 corners to go. He takes that corner cleanly. He needs to be calm and composed, which he will be. Approaching the final corner, Abby Taku doing the same thing, and Stashy will confirmed finish in P2 as he crosses the line and takes the checkered flag, and Abby Taku, we can see at the background, takes the checkered flag in P3.